Modern Gen 4 jets, Fox 3 missiles, MiG-21 bis to 10.3 battle rating, smaller match sizes at top tier, and is Gaijin finally listening to the players? Stay tuned as we recap some of the most interesting events of the week after I thank today's video sponsor, GE for War Thunder. GE for War Thunder is an app available on the Google Play Store in which you will complete tasks of varying difficulty that dictate how many golden eels you will earn for free. Generally, the harder or more time consuming a task is, the more golden eagles you will get from it in the end. I can also host giveaways using the golden eagles you guys accumulate by using my link in the description down below, and use my code on screen for 10 extra golden eagles. If you're a fan of the channel and looking to buy something from the Gaijin store, use my link down in the description below. You'll get 3% off whatever it is you buy, and you'll also get this really cool decal on screen. Usually I'm not one to make news videos, but a lot has happened this week and there's really not a whole lot of content for me to make otherwise, and I'm really proud of you guys in the War Thunder community for actually getting what you want and fighting for it. So first up, we're going to cover the modern Gen 4 jets. Of course, the trailer just dropped yesterday, I believe it is now, and we see images of the F-15C and the Su-27SM. And of course, they are sporting their modern Fox 3 missiles, the F-15 carrying AMRAAMs, and the Su-27 is carrying some R-77s. Shout out to the trailer team, they have done a fantastic job as always, really good cinematic trailers from them. Some other highlights of the trailer for ARB anyways is the new J-11 that is also going to be carrying Fox 3 missiles for China, a MiG-21 bis, Bison I believe it's called. It's capable of carrying R-73s as well as capable of R-77 and R-27. We didn't see either of those missiles on the plane in the trailer, so it's unsure if they're going to be added with them, but it is possible. We also saw that the Gripen is of course also getting AMRAAMs. I'd imagine the C variant Gripens will be getting the AMRAAM, since that could finally be one thing that actually could make a difference between the C and A model, because as of right now in the game they are the exact same plane and there's no point in having the C over the A. And there were some S-16s introduced as well, but the S-16 is nothing new, so I'm not going to really talk about that. One really cool thing that I think the simulator players especially are going to enjoy is we also saw MFDs are now modeled in the cockpit, functional MFDs I should say, multifunction displays which can switch between different pages of information and kind of stuff like that. Again, really only a simulator player thing, but it is cool nonetheless. And really all of this is really cool. I'm pretty excited for this update if it wasn't for one big issue, 16 versus 16. But even that has finally been addressed by Gaijin. It is potentially going to make top tier ARB a lot more enjoyable. I say potentially because I don't think that this is enough. We got sort of a dev blog this week on the matter, and they are addressing that people don't like 16 vs 16 at top tier. Specifically, they mention at battle ratings 10.3 and above. Finally, they actually address it and acknowledge our complaints, but their solution to it is a step in the right direction, and I have to give them props for finally doing something about it, but it is not enough. Essentially, you're going to have the option to enable the possibility, the chance of being able to get into a 6 versus 6 up to a 12 versus 12 lobby instead of only being in 16 versus 16 lobbies. I really don't understand the hesitation to just get rid of 16 vs 16 at top tier, because the vast overwhelming majority of players in this game do not like it. They'd rather be playing in smaller matches. And yes, there's a small vocal minority of people that really do enjoy 16 vs 16, but the game should not be catering to the very obvious minority, same way that the game doesn't cater to people that have the terrible opinion that markers should be turned off in ARB, and thank God. So overall, a step in the right direction, but not quite enough in my opinion. I am excited to try it out either way though, because any chance at getting a smaller game at top tier is welcome. Now let's talk battle rating changes, which are pretty much always in the discussion, but this time I think it is actually pretty important. We'll start with the one that's already been passed through. It's currently in the game right now. There's certain fighters in ground realistic battle that have gotten a battle rating decrease that really shouldn't have, just due to the fact that they don't have very good CAS options. Specifically, if memory serves, it's pretty much all MiG-21 bises, but they have gone down to battle rating 10.3 in ground realistic battles, and yes, they carry 6 all aspect R60s, which means they can face a down tier of 9.3 and just spam R60s at enemy CAS and pretty much dominate the sky. Highly questionable change. I don't agree with the balancing. They're fighters, they're not supposed to be great at ground attack, and they should be balanced accordingly. Unfortunately, however, as I said, this change has already been pushed through, so not too much point in yapping about it right now. Let's move on to some of the changes that haven't been pushed through, but are honestly kind of nice to see. I completely realize I just skipped over the most important part of all of this. There are separate battle ratings for ground and air battles now. This is a massive change we've been asking for forever. Why? Because planes like the A-10 at 10.3 battle rating should not be able to spam 4 9Ls at 9.3 flareless aircraft. But if they go up in BR, they're not going to be very useful in ground RB, so you can see the problem. They really need to be balanced separately. Well, Gaijin has heard our complaints about wanting separate battle ratings for the 2 game modes, but for all of the wrong reasons. Check this out. Essentially what Gaijin says is that because these attack aircraft like the A-10s and the Su-25 don't have adequate dogfighting performance compared to fighters of their own battle rating, we could potentially see them going down in battle rating in the future. Honestly, when I first read this, my jaw hit the floor. I genuinely could not fathom that Gaijin was this tone deaf and completely oblivious to the wants of the community on the game. But you can imagine this didn't go well with anybody, and you guys took to the comments of the forums and whatnot and actually did some good work, resulting in them actually caving a bit. Well, I say caving a bit, they actually caved a lot and gave us pretty much exactly what we were asking for, resulting in essentially them saying that all of those attackers are probably going to be going up in battle rating, one bump up in BR after the major update comes out. The A-10, the Su-25, the A-6, and all their different variants will go from, for example, 10.0 on the premium A-10 up to 10.3, and so on and so on. This is exactly what we were asking for, but it's still kind of not enough in some ways. For example, the A-10 still being 10.3, it can grief a lot of 9.3 aircraft. It is what it is though, it's still better than what we had. But they also want to make it fair for the attackers as well, because yeah, going up in BR to 10.7 as an A-10 is certainly suboptimal. So what are they going to do? They're going to change the spawn points of these aircraft in some kind of air spawn or something like that. They want to make it so that the planes can actually still do some ground attack and get some rewards in an ARB game before they get absolutely slaughtered by the incoming fighters. And fair enough, but correct me if I'm wrong because I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure that the reason that strike aircraft at like rank 6 and above went up in BR in the first place was because they were ending the games way too quickly, like Su-7s getting air spawns and going in and slaughtering the entire team as they're still low on energy, as well as other fast attackers such as the Q5 and the Buccaneer, and all of those planes just being able to spawn in, instantly go bomb half of the enemy team's ground targets, and start off at such a massive ticket advantage that even if you start killing pretty much the entire enemy team, you might lose anyways because the ticket advantage is just irreversible. And to make matters worse, auto ticket bleed is still a thing, so as long as you get some kind of an advantage, and the larger the advantage the better, the quicker and easier it's going to be for your AI to just finish playing the game for you, resulting in a win for a team that really probably should have lost. And so I'm not going to say that the solution isn't going to work, it's just going to depend on how they actually implement it, but I am concerned, especially because auto ticket bleed is still a thing, and I think that this could have a negative impact on the matches. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think of these changes in the comments down below. Let me know how excited you are for Fox 3 missiles. I sure am going to enjoy the F-15C, as that is my favorite jet ever. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon.